At my sister's baby shower, my fiancé announced, "We're pregnant too." We weren't. Everyone rushed to congratulate us. I pulled her aside. "What are you doing?" She whispered. "Your sister gets too much attention." I walked back to the party and told everyone the truth on the microphone. When 40 family members turned to stare at her, original post. I, 31 male, am writing this from my childhood bedroom in my parents' house because my life imploded approximately 72 hours ago, and I genuinely need outside perspective on whether I handled this correctly. Quick background. I've been with my fiancé for 4 years, engaged for 8 months. We were supposed to get married in October. Note the past tense there. My sister, 34F, is 7 months pregnant with her first baby after 3 years of fertility struggles. This pregnancy was a huge deal for our family. Lots of tears, lots of joy, lots of finally. My mom threw my sister a baby shower last Saturday. About 40 people, aunts, cousins, family friends, my sister's co-workers. It was in my parents' house, decorated to the nines with little woodland creatures because my sister's doing a forest nursery theme. Genuinely wholesome event. My dad was manning the grill. My uncles were arguing about football. Normal family stuff. My fiancée had been acting weird all morning. She changed outfits 3 times before we left our apartment. She kept asking if her stomach looked bloated in different dresses. I didn't think much of it. She's always been particular about photos, and there would obviously be lots of pictures. We get to the party around 2 p.m. Everything's going great. My sister is glowing, opening gifts, doing the whole guess the baby food game. My fiancé is being oddly quiet. Usually she's the life of the party. She loves being the center of attention at family events. But she was just sitting there, sipping sparkling cider, watching my sister with this expression I couldn't quite read. Around 4 p.m., my mom handed my sister the microphone to thank everyone for coming. My sister does this sweet little speech about how grateful she is, tears up talking about her fertility journey. Thanked her husband for being her rock. Everyone's crying. It's beautiful. Then my sister says, "And thank you to my little brother for always being there for me. I can't wait to see what kind of uncle you'll be." That's when my fiancé stands up, takes the microphone from my sister, and says, "Actually, he won't just be an uncle. We're pregnant too. We're going to have cousins the same age." The room erupted. My mom screamed. My aunts rushed over. My grandmother started crying. Everyone was hugging us, congratulating us, asking how far along, when did we find out. I stood there frozen. We're not pregnant. We have never been pregnant. We weren't even trying. I got a vasectomy 2 years ago because we both agreed we didn't want kids. She knows this. I grabbed her elbow and pulled her into the hallway. My hands were shaking. "What are you doing?" She had this smile on her face. This satisfied, almost smug smile. "Relax. It's fine." "It's fine? You just told my entire family we're having a baby. We're not having a baby. I know that. But did you see your sister in there? This is her 3rd baby shower event. Your mom threw her a gender reveal last month. Your aunt threw her a sprinkle 2 weeks ago. Everything is always about her. She's pregnant. After years of trying. And that doesn't mean she needs to monopolize every family gathering for 9 months straight. I'm your fiancé. We're getting married. Where's my attention? Where's my celebration?" I stared at her. I genuinely didn't recognize the person in front of me. "So you lied to my entire family at my sister's baby shower because you wanted attention." Don't say it like that. You're making it sound. How else should I say it? Look, we'll just tell them I had a miscarriage in a few weeks. People will feel sorry for us. Your sister will still have her baby. Everyone wins. I felt physically sick. You're going to fake a miscarriage for attention and sympathy. After my sister went through actual fertility struggles for 3 years. She rolled her eyes. Actually rolled her eyes. Your sister is fine. She's getting her baby. I'm just leveling the playing field a little. Something in me snapped. Quietly. Completely. I walked back into the party. My mom was already talking about throwing us a couple's baby shower. My grandmother was on the phone with someone, probably spreading the good news. My sister looked, I don't know. Her smile seemed dimmer. This was supposed to be her day. I walked up to where the microphone was sitting on the gift table. Picked it up. Tapped it to make sure it was on. The room went quiet. Hey everyone, I need to clarify something. My fiancé's face went white. We're not pregnant. My fiancé and I are not expecting a baby. I don't know why she said that, but it's not true. I apologize for the confusion. This is my sister's day, and I want to make sure the focus stays on her and her actual baby. Thank you. I set down the microphone. 40 people turned to stare at my fiancé. The silence lasted maybe 5 seconds, but it felt like 5 years. Then my aunt said, "Wait, what?" My fiancé burst into tears and ran out the back door. My mom looked at me like I'd grown a second head. My dad set down his spatula and walked inside. My sister grabbed my arm and whispered, "What just happened?" I spent the next hour explaining, in private, to my immediate family what she'd said in the hallway. About wanting attention. About planning to fake a miscarriage. About my sister getting too much. My mom cried. Not sad tears, angry tears. My dad didn't say anything, but his jaw was clenched so tight I thought his teeth might crack. My sister just kept shaking her head, hand on her belly. My fiancé sent me 23 texts while I was talking to my family. I didn't read them. She called 9 times. I didn't answer. When I finally got home that night, she was there with her suitcase packed. Not because she was leaving, because she expected me to leave. You humiliated me in front of everyone. You lied to everyone. At my sister's baby shower. I was trying to feel included. By announcing a fake pregnancy, you didn't have to tell everyone. You could have just played along. Played along with what? A lie? For how long? Until we figured it out. Figure what out? You were going to fake a miscarriage. That's not the point. That's exactly the point. She threw the engagement ring at me. Literally threw it. Hit me in the chest. You chose your sister over me. Your family will always come first. I can't marry someone like that. You're right. You can't. Because we're done. I left. Went to my parents' house. Been here since. Reddit, I know I could have handled the microphone thing differently. I could have waited, talked to her privately, figured out a way to quietly correct the lie. But in that moment, watching my sister's face, watching my family celebrate a lie, while my fiancé planned to milk it for months and then fake a tragedy for sympathy. I couldn't do it. I keep going back and forth on whether I was too harsh. Then I remember her saying, leveling the playing field, and I feel okay again. Am I wrong for exposing her publicly? Update 1, 5 days later. I didn't expect my post to get this much traction, but thank you to everyone who commented. The overwhelming NTA verdict helped me feel less insane. About everything. Here's what's happened since. First, the aftermath at the baby shower itself. After I left, apparently my fiancée came back inside to explain herself. According to my cousin who witnessed it, she told everyone that I had pressured her to say we were pregnant because I was jealous of my sister's attention and then threw her under the bus when the lie didn't land well. Yes, she tried to blame me for the lie she told. My grandmother, 81 years old, 5 feet tall, takes no prisoners, apparently stood up and said, "Young lady, I watched you take that microphone from my granddaughter's hand. Nobody pressured you to do anything except your own selfishness. Grandma's a savage. Always has been." My fiancé left after that, but not before telling my mom that she'd raised a spineless son who can't stand up for his partner. My mom said, "My son stood up for his sister. That's exactly how I raised him." Anyway, I've been staying at my parents' house, and my ex-fiancé feels weird typing that, has been blowing up my phone. The texts have gone through several phases. Phase 1, days 1 to 2 anger. How dare I embarrass her? I ruined everything. I'm going to regret this. She'll make sure everyone knows what kind of person I am. Phase 2, days 3 to 4 bargaining. She misses me. She made a mistake. Can we please just talk about this? She'll apologize to my sister. We can work through this. Phase 3, day 5 threats. If I don't come get my stuff by Friday, she's donating it. Also, she's keeping the apartment, and I need to figure out how to get my name off the lease. Here's the thing about the apartment. It's in both our names, but I've been paying 70% of the rent because I make more. The lease isn't up until March. I'm not just walking away from 8 months of financial obligation because she wants to play house without me. I consulted with a lawyer yesterday, not to sue her or anything dramatic, just to understand my options. He said we either need to both agree to terminate the lease or one of us needs to buy out the other, or we both stay on it until March. She can't just unilaterally kick me out. I texted her this information. Her response, typical. You always hide behind technicalities when you're wrong. I didn't respond. Now here's where things get messy, eh? Her mother called me. I've always had a decent relationship with her mother. She's a reasonable woman, or so I thought. The call started with her asking if I was okay, how I was holding up, that she was sorry things had gotten so out of hand. Then she pivoted. You know, she really was just feeling left out. Your family is very close, and sometimes she feels like an outsider. She made a mistake trying to feel included. She lied about being pregnant at my sister's baby shower and planned to fake a miscarriage. She was desperate. Women do desperate things when they feel invisible. With all due respect, that's not an excuse. That's a character issue. She's my daughter. I have to defend her. I understand. But I can't be with someone who does what she did. You're really throwing away 4 years over one mistake. One mistake? She hijacked my sister's event. She lied to 40 people. She planned to fake losing a baby. And when I confronted her, she blamed me. That's not one mistake. That's a pattern of choices. She hung up on me. My ex then texted me. I can't believe you talked to my mom like that. She was trying to help, and you attacked her. I said, I didn't attack her. I told her the truth. The truth? You want truth? Fine. Here's truth. Your family is suffocating. Everything is about your sister. Your parents worship her. You're always second place, and you don't even see it. I was trying to help you get some recognition for once. And this is how you repay me. I stared at that text for a long time. She wasn't just jealous of my sister. She thought SHE was being neglected by MY family, and somehow convinced herself that a fake pregnancy announcement was helping me. I wrote back, I don't need you to fight battles I never asked to be fought. I don't feel like second place in my family. And even if I did, lying wouldn't fix it. She replied, you're delusional. Your whole family is toxic and you're too blind to see it. Good luck spending the rest of your life as second fiddle to your precious sister. I blocked her number after that. Her best friend reached out next. Apparently my ex had called her crying, saying I'd abandoned her and sided with my family, and now she had no one. Her best friend asked me to reconsider because my ex was going through something and didn't mean to hurt anyone. I asked her best friend, did she tell you about the fake miscarriage plan? Silence. The plan was to tell everyone she miscarried in a few weeks so people would feel sorry for her, while my sister is actually pregnant after years of infertility. Did she tell you that part? Her best friend said she'd call me back. She never did. My sister came by yesterday. She'd been processing everything and wanted to talk. I keep thinking about what would have happened if you hadn't said anything, she said. She would have spent my entire pregnancy pretending she was having one too. Every milestone I hit, she'd be faking one. And then at the end, she'd get everyone's sympathy for something that never happened. I know. She was going to use my baby to get attention. For months. I know. I don't know how to feel about the fact that you almost married her. I don't either. We sat with that for a while. I keep turning over the same question in my head. How did I not see this? For years. 4 years together, and I never realized she was capable of something this calculated. But when I think back, there are small things. She always had to have the best gift at Christmas. She got weird when we went to other people's birthday parties. She sulked at my buddy's wedding because the bride got way too emotional during the vows, and it was attention-seeking. Red flags I dismissed because they seemed minor. I'll update again if anything significant happens. Right now, I'm focused on getting my stuff out of the apartment, figuring out the lease situation, and trying to process the fact that I was 6 months away from marrying someone who would fake a pregnancy for attention. Update 2, 12 days later. Okay, so, a lot has happened. This is probably my final update because I think the situation has reached its conclusion, or at least the part that involved me directly. Let me start with the apartment situation because that was the most practically complicated piece. After multiple back-and-forth texts through her best friend, since she was still blocked on my phone, we agreed to meet at the apartment with a neutral third party, her brother, who I've always gotten along with, to divide belongings and discuss the lease. The meeting was tense. She wouldn't look at me. I kept things businesslike. We went through the apartment room by room, cataloging what belonged to whom. Most of the furniture was mine, purchased before we moved in together. She kept arguing that certain things were ours because she'd helped pick them out. Her brother finally stepped in and said, "Did you pay for it?" "No." "Then it's his." She stormed into the bedroom and slammed the door. While she was gone, her brother pulled me aside. "Look, I know she's my sister, but what she did was messed up. I watched the video." "What video?" "One of your cousins recorded the whole microphone thing. It's been circulating in the family." "Of course it has." "I'm sorry she put you through this," he said. "I love her, but I don't like her very much right now." That actually meant a lot coming from him. We eventually agreed that she would take over the lease, sign a new one in just her name, and her parents would cover my portion of the remaining rent until March as a buyout. I didn't want their money, but I also didn't want to be legally tied to that apartment anymore. So I accepted. I collected my belongings over the next few days while she wasn't there. Her brother let me in each time. I left the engagement ring on the kitchen counter. I didn't want it. Now here's where things got interesting. Remember how I said a cousin recorded the microphone incident? Well, apparently another cousin, one I'm not particularly close with, posted a snippet of it to social media with some snarky caption about wedding bells are off. I didn't know about this until my ex texted me from a new number. "You're letting your family destroy my reputation. I'm getting messages from people I haven't talked to in years asking if I really faked a pregnancy. My coworkers are asking questions. This is harassment." I responded once. I didn't post anything. I don't control what my family does. I suggest you take it up with them. Then I blocked that number too. Here's what I found out later through the family grapevine. The video didn't go viral in an internet sense, but it made the rounds through our extended family and friend networks. My ex's attempt to flip the narrative, claiming I pressured her into the lie, fell apart because you can clearly see her taking the microphone voluntarily and making the announcement unprompted. Some of her friends believed her version. Some didn't. Her inner circle seemed to split. But here's the kicker. Remember how her mother said she had to defend her daughter? Apparently, even her mother watched the video and called her to ask, "Why didn't you tell me the whole truth?" According to her brother, that conversation did not go well. Her mother wasn't mad about the lie exactly. She was mad that her daughter had lied to her about what happened, making her look foolish when she confronted my family. Families are complicated, man. 2 days ago, I got a letter in the mail, handwritten, from my ex. It was 3 pages. I'll summarize the relevant parts. She wrote that she'd been reflecting and that she knew she handled things poorly. She said the fake pregnancy wasn't really about my sister. It was about feeling like she was losing herself in our relationship and in my family. She said she'd always struggled with feeling not enough and that seeing my sister celebrated made her feel invisible. She wrote that she wasn't asking me to take her back. She knew that was impossible now, but she wanted me to understand that she wasn't a monster. She was someone who made a terrible decision while drowning. She ended by saying she hoped I could forgive her someday, not for her sake, but for mine. I read that letter twice. Then I put it in a drawer. Here's my honest reaction. I believe she feels badly. I believe she's struggling. I even believe that somewhere underneath all the entitlement and attention-seeking, there's a person who genuinely doesn't know how to handle her own emotions in healthy ways. But I also believe that explanation isn't the same as an excuse. Feeling invisible doesn't justify what she did. Feeling not enough doesn't give you the right to hijack someone else's celebration and plan to fake a tragedy for sympathy. She may not be a monster, but she made monstrous choices. And I can acknowledge her pain while also acknowledging that she caused enormous pain to my family and to me. I haven't responded to the letter. I don't think I will. As for my sister, her baby shower drama has become one of those family stories that'll get told for years. She jokes about it now. Remember when my baby shower turned into an episode of Jerry Springer? But I know it still bothers her that her day was stolen. Her husband told me privately that she cried about it the night it happened. Not because of my ex specifically, but because after years of infertility, finally getting her celebration and having it derailed felt like the universe couldn't let her have one perfect day. That hit me hard. I apologized to her again. She said it wasn't my fault. I said I know, but I still brought that person into our family, and I should have seen the warning signs. She hugged me and said, "You saw them when it mattered. That's what counts." My sister's due in 8 weeks. The nursery is done. Little woodland creatures everywhere. My parents are beside themselves with excitement. I'm going to be an uncle. As for me, I'm back in my own place now. Found a studio apartment. Nothing fancy, but it's mine. I've been focusing on work, seeing my therapist weekly, trying to process everything. Dating is not on my radar. I don't know when it will be. Right now, I'm just trying to trust myself again. Trust that I can recognize red flags. Trust that I won't ignore them for the sake of keeping the peace. The engagement ring is still sitting on her kitchen counter, as far as I know. I told her brother she can sell it, keep it, throw it in the ocean. I don't care. I just don't want it back. My ex is still in the apartment, still working at the same job, still has her friends, her family, her life. The social consequences were real, but not devastating. Some people judge her, some people believe her version. Most people have moved on to other drama. That's how real life works, I guess. There's no perfectly satisfying ending where the villain loses everything. She lost me. She lost my family's respect. She lost whatever version of our future she'd imagined. But she's still standing. She's not destroyed. And honestly, I don't want her destroyed. I just want her far away from me and my family. That's where I'm at. The wedding that was supposed to happen in October isn't happening. The life I thought I was building is gone. But I'm okay. Not great, okay. And okay is enough for now. Thanks for following this weird, sad, frustrating saga, Reddit. Hug your families. Trust your gut. And if someone shows you who they really are at your sister's baby shower, believe them. Final update. 3 weeks later. I was going to leave this alone, but something happened that I feel like closes the loop, so here's one last update. My niece was born 4 days ago. 7 pounds, 6 ounces, full head of dark hair, absolute perfect little creature. I was at the hospital with the rest of my family, waiting in the lobby while my sister did the hard work. When my brother-in-law came out and said she's here, I actually teared up. Me, a grown man who doesn't cry at movies, crying in a hospital waiting room over a baby I hadn't even met yet. They let me hold her about an hour after she was born. She was so small. She grabbed my finger and just stared at me with these unfocused newborn eyes, and I understood in that moment why people go insane over babies. My sister looked exhausted and beautiful and happier than I've ever seen her. "You're going to be the best uncle," she said. "I'm going to try." "You already are. You protected my baby shower. That counts." We laughed about it. Finally, we could actually laugh. Here's the closure part. The day after my niece was born, I got a text from a number I didn't recognize. It was my ex. "I heard your sister had her baby. I'm happy for her. I know I can't take back what I did, but I wanted you to know I'm in therapy now, trying to figure out why I am the way I am. I'm not reaching out to get you back. I know that's over. I just wanted you to know that what happened changed something in me. I'm trying to be better. I hope you and your family are well." I stared at that text for a long time. Part of me wanted to delete it without responding. Part of me wanted to respond with something cutting. Part of me wanted to ask questions. What kind of therapy, what was she learning? Did she actually understand what she did? Instead, I wrote, "I appreciate you telling me. I hope therapy helps. Take care of yourself." That's it. That's all I could give. I don't know if she's actually changed, or if this is just another bid for something. Attention, absolution, I don't know. And honestly, it doesn't matter. She's not my responsibility anymore. Her growth, if it's real, is for her and whoever comes into her life next. What matters is that I'm sitting in my sister's living room right now, watching my parents take turns holding their first grandchild, watching my brother-in-law walk around looking shell-shocked and proud, watching my grandmother cry happy tears. What matters is that my family is whole and growing. What matters is that when someone tried to hijack this moment 8 weeks ago, I didn't let her. I'm not a hero. I just did what felt right in the moment, and I got lucky that the right thing was also the obvious thing. My therapist told me last week that I've been carrying guilt about bringing her into the family, and that I need to let that go. He said we're not responsible for other people's choices, only our own responses to them. My response was to tell the truth. My response was to protect my sister's moment. My response was to walk away from someone who thought love meant competing for attention. I can live with those responses. My niece is sleeping in her bassinet 3 feet away from me right now. She has no idea about any of this drama. The fake pregnancy, the microphone, the block numbers, and handwritten letters. She's just existing, brand new, with her whole life ahead of her. That's what I want to focus on now. Not the mess behind me, but the good stuff ahead. Thanks for everything, Reddit. You helped me feel less crazy during the craziest month of my life. I'm logging off this account now. Time to go be an uncle.